Hey, Anderson.
Yes.
What are the difference between sensei and teacher?
Ooh, that's a really hard question.
Yes. Sensei now become English. It's adopted, right?
Yes.
To American people.
Yes, in some situations, yes.
I wonder what are the differences?
Okay, well, let's think about it today.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. CrossTalk FM is an English and Japanese bilingual freestyle podcast. In this podcast, we explore some cross-cultural themes and trends. I'm Andrea.
Hi, I'm Tomoya. このポッドキャストは英会話スクール&カフェを運営しているアンドレとトモヤが毎週自分たちの周りで起きたことや海外のニュースについて英語と日本語でカジュアルに話している番組です。So, Sensei, I have heard this phrase on 海外 TV drama. You know, the Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. I was going to say Karate Kid, but yeah, Cobra Kai.
Karate Kid.
Yeah, exactly. So I've heard it used also on TV or in certain contexts. But thinking about it, it's typically used when the thing that's being taught is a Japanese cultural thing, like karate or bonsai or Japanese cooking, you know, something that's very traditionally Japanese. If it's being taught to someone, then the student would call the person who's teaching sensei.
Yeah,
That's my impression.
そうですね。空手キッドの中ではよくこういう風に言われるね。So, in this dojo, we have no fear, we have no pain, we have no defeat. Yes, sensei! みたいな。
Right. So even though the sensei in that case, he's Caucasian, right? He's American.
He's American.
Right. So even though he's American, because he's teaching a Japanese art, a martial art, I think that's why they would call him sensei.
そうね。
Yeah. That's my impression. I could be off.
でも最近ちょっと気づいたのが、Adobe ってそのね、デザイナーとかで使われるソフトウェアがあるでしょ。
Okay. Uh-huh.
機能の中に、なんかAI のなんか機能でこういろいろ教えてくれる機能があるんですけど、それを Adobe Sensei みたいなね。
They call it that?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's an official name.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. But thinking about the difference between like what is a sensei and what is a teacher, I kind of feel like sensei is a broader term. Like a sensei will not just teach you one thing. He teaches you or she teaches you how to be a good person or how to live a better life. Like not just like the one subject, right? It's like a lifestyle thing.
そうね。That's a good answer.
Because I'm thinking the only people I've called sensei were Japanese teachers. Like even in America, if they were from Japan or if they were teaching a Japanese subject, we called them sensei. Most of them were just teachers. But there was one sensei who really was a sensei in the respect that he really looked out for everyone on a personal level too. I think that's more like a sensei quality.
先生はいろんなことを教えてくれるっていうね。そのことだけじゃなくてね。
Yeah.
なるほど。
Right. Whereas a teacher just teaches their subject matter.
そうですね。
Yeah, that's my impression.
Okay. まあこの先生、ティーチャーのいう言葉もあるけど、ちょっと前はね、メントーってね、言葉もちょっとね、流行ったことがあるんですけどね。
Yeah, I feel like a mentor is kind of more like a sensei than a teacher.
そうね。まあそこがちょっとね、なんでメンター先生になんかこう翻訳としてならんかったかなと思って。
That's interesting. Yeah.
ね、先生は先生のままね。
Really?
英語になったじゃないですか。
Case by case, yeah.
ケースバイケースだけど、まあでもそういうことも文化の違いでありますけれども、今回のアフターショーのエピソードは What teacher had the greatest impact on you?
Oh, okay. That's an easy question for me.
あなたにとってなんかインパクトを与えた先生は、まあ、いますかですね。どんな先生ですかっていう質問ね。
Good question.
No, so it's easy question for you.
Yeah, I think so.
アンドレアさんの方からちょっとまず聞いていっちゃいましょうか。So
Thank
what
you.
was what kind of a teacher was he?
Well, I have two great teachers, I think. The first teacher who really had a great impact on me was when I was in junior high school, which in America, where I'm from, it's 2 years. My junior high school was a very, very small private Christian school. And I guess in Japan it'd be like chuichi chuni, but in America we call it 7th grade and 8th grade. So one teacher taught both grades, and we were all in the same room. So the 7th graders sat on one side of the room and the 8th graders sat on the other side of the room, but we were all in the same room together with one teacher. So this teacher, why did he have a great impact? Because he was a good teacher. He taught all of our subjects. It was a very small school, as I mentioned, maybe 30 students altogether in the 2 grades. But he taught all subjects, and he taught all of them very well, and we were all very interested in the subject because of the way he taught it. But also, he was very hands-on. He was the only teacher, I think, who actually brought in things for us to do and make and see and touch. So one example of that, for example, is when we were studying weather in physics class, he actually, with us, as all of the students, we made a big model in a kind of a glass cage of a weather pattern. And so we had the earth, we had dirt in there, and we had grass and plants and flowers. The cap was the clouds, and then we could see the steam rising up, making clouds, and then falling as rain. So we had like a life-size model in our classroom of how rain works. So things like that take a lot of effort and probably money. He put time and money and effort into making sure we understood what we were learning. And that was just one example. It was like that all the time for all the lessons, yeah.
I see.
And he was also very temperamental. And if you didn't do your homework and you didn't, we had to memorize parts of the Bible. If you didn't memorize your Bible phrases, he would throw the Bible at you. He would get angry and throw the book at you.
Wow, そういう面もあったわけね。
Yeah, so he was a great teacher, but he expected a lot from us too.
ああ、まあそれはある意味モチベーションが高いから教える、こうしてほしいみたいな、ここまで来てほしいみたいなね。
Yeah, definitely.
ああ、いうのがあったんだろうな。
Yeah, so that was my first great teacher. The second great teacher is the one I mentioned a minute ago, who I called Sensei. He was in university. Actually, I was in graduate school. He was a teacher from Tokyo, and his specialty was Japanese theater. He was teaching Japanese No and Kyogen in America. And he was the most famous No and Kyogen teacher in America because he was the best. He was a great teacher because he was strict, and also because he really knew his subject matter. And again, same as the other teacher, he expected us to study and work hard. But also, I felt like he liked me on a personal level. He helped me do a lot of things. He helped me learn a lot about Japan. He helped me get to Japan. And I sometimes spent time with his family. I met his sons and his wife. So I felt like he cared for his students, some of us anyway, on a personal level as well.
I see. すごいいい。
Long story.
ね、いい先生に巡られた、巡り合わせてきたってことですね。
Yeah, I mean, I've had mostly good teachers, but especially those two. Yeah. How about you? Who was the teacher that had the greatest impact on you?
That's a difficult question for me to answer.
Really?
あんまりいないかな。
逆に。
パッと。けど、まあ英会話の部分で言うならば、なんだろう、なんか僕の先生はイギリスの人で、彼が教えるスタイルと僕がね自分で勉強していくスタイルって多分まあ合ってたんだと思うんですけど、
Okay, that's nice.
じゃあ僕の英会話の部分においてすごいインパクト The greatest impact っていう部分はねないかなっていう、小学校中学校の時にこの先生すごいいい先生だっていうのはねあんまり
Really?
ないね。
Oh, that's too bad.
いや、だからなのかもしれないけど、僕が結構自分で何かを勉強したりすることが、まあ大人になってからですけどね、習慣になっていったみたいなね、ところはまあそれはそれでいい部分なのかもしれないというところなんですけれども。
Yeah, I think for, it depends on the person. I think, for example, a lot of young children just enjoy being recognized and what we say heard in English, that the teacher acknowledges that they're there and gives them attention and is kind to them. I think for young people, especially if the young person has any kind of self-confidence issues, or if they're being bullied, or if they're extremely shy or lonely, or they have family problems, like that little bit of love from a teacher to a student goes a long way. Yeah.
I see.
That impacts a lot of people, I think.
そうね。でまあ僕は他にいろいろ大人になってから、まあ、いろんなことを、まあ、勉強学びにねレッスンコースを受けたりとかしたんですけども、その中でまあちょっとギターもちょっとやってたんですけども、ある有名なミスタートモ・フジタ先生ってまあミスタートモ・フジタっていうね、バークリー音楽大学のでギターを教えてる人がいるんですけど、まあ、一応その人に僕一回だけ直接教えてもらったことがあるんで。
Oh, okay. Wow.
I think I can say he's my sensei.
Well, yeah, even if he doesn't, yeah, he did teach you personally, but even if not, if you were like an online, he's still your sensei. Yeah.
そうね。で彼がいつも言ってることですごい共感することが3つスローガンがあって、Don't compare, just be yourself と、Be kind to yourself, Don't expect result too quickly.
Okay. These are kind of unusual things for someone who's a Japanese teacher to say, I think.
まあ多分それはもしかしたらアメリカで住んでるのが長いから。
Okay,
そうな
yeah.
のかもしれないけど。
Yeah, he probably thinks that way after living in America. But like just to tell a Japanese person, just be yourself, I think that's confusing to some people. Because people have been taught to not be yourself, be like everyone else.
まあね。
Yeah, so just to say don't compare, be yourself. It's easy to say, but difficult to do.
まあそういうふうなところでちょっとね僕は、自分で勝手に先生をね見つけてまあ影響を与えてくれたっていうのはありますけどね。
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be a traditional learning classroom situation.
そうね。今オンラインでもいろんな人がさ教えてたりさ、
Yeah.
ねアイディアをシェアしてるわけだから、
Yeah.
まあ自由な時代になったってね。
Very much so,
Yes.
yeah. There's tons of online courses and, like you said, YouTube courses and workshops and, doesn't need to be your personal teacher one-on-one. Right?
Yes. So Andrea-san,
Yes.
I wonder, do you like to be called sensei or teacher?
By Japanese students?
By Japanese students.
If they're very much younger, like junior high, high school, yeah, my students will call me sensei. And that's fine. It's a bit, it's fine though, because I do teach them and I am in charge of them for a certain amount of time every week. So yeah, that's fine. But for people like our age, it's a bit weird. Just call me by my first name. Just call me Andrea. Yeah.
そうね。
Yeah.
まあ僕も先生って言われることにすごい違和感を感じて。
違和感だよね。特に同年代ぐらいか年配の方。
ああ、それは違和感すごい感じるかも。
Yeah.
いや感じている。
Yeah. Yeah.
そうね。まあ普通にまあ名字でね、名字かファーストネームかラストネームでなんとかさんってね。
Yeah, that seems more natural.
言われる方が。まあ学校ではそれ先生っていうのはね。
Yeah, I think that they have to, right? The students have to.
言わないといけないね。
Yeah, 言わないといけない。言わないといけないし、まあ別に違和感じゃない。それやったら。
そうね。
その設定はそういう雰囲気だから大丈夫。
そうね。
It's very much a sensei-seito relationship.
そうね。
But here, like at our cafe, it's more friendly. It's not like sensei-seito. It's more like We're just having a discussion in English.
So,
yes, perhaps I'll teach you a few points, but you're in charge of your own study kind of thing. Yeah, it's a different situation.
Okay, yeah. いろんな、先生皆さんねいらっしゃると思いますけども、もしかしたらねリスナーの方の中で自分が教えてる方先生かもしれないね。
Yeah,
人もい
wouldn't that
る
be
だろうから。
interesting? Yeah.
Okay, that's all for this episode. But we have one more thing to tell you.
We're more than just a podcast. We're also a community. Sign up for a mailing list to discuss episodes, share stories, and connect with fellow listeners.
This is CrossTalk, signing off.
Bringing you English your way every week. Bye.